who's running the state's response, and every one of them will tell you that they got everything that they needed when they asked for it immediately, and that they've never seen a federal government respond in support of a state's management of a disaster situation like this. So,
number one, some places still haven't gotten enough. Number two, the floods in Texas, while she was waiting to finish her cosplay thing to respond, which it took 72 hours, 3 days. Cosplay Kristi. And it's not Kristi, because you act like a little stupid no-nut Kristi. But the Mexican people came across the border and were saving the drowning people while Abbott was throwing up his hands and Cruz, both in Texas, was off in Spain or someplace. Didn't bother rushing back. He could have left his family and come back, just like the Cancun thing. But he did not rush back. He did not take the first plane back like he claims. Lying like her. They were saving Americans, drowning. The same Texans that were trying to kill and send them back. They were saving the same ones while the state and the government of America were throwing up their hands. What do we do?
Those claims, I don't know who's making them out of FEMA. And because FEMA has been incredibly responsive, we've had over 700 different employees engaged right in Texas. And as soon as that disaster request was put in, forwarded to the White House and approved within hours.
Well, when was the request put in, and when did you approve it? And is this accurate that there's this $100,000 sign-off that you have to do?
The $100,000 sign-off is for every contract that goes through the Department of Homeland Security.
So you did implement
that's
that
It's an accountability on contracts that go forward, but there was no break in contracts. Those contracts were approved as soon as they were in front of me, and FEMA knew they were fully to deploy the instant that the local officials asked for the request.
The instant, you see how she's framing it so she can say, the minute they were in front of me, when they came into the office, she was not in the office or around it. And that is part of why it wasn't responded to. Because she doesn't effing care, and she wants to be, responsible, proving BS. And that's hindering and delaying the help. When it was front of her eyes, yeah, but you didn't look at it because you were off cosplaying, trying to decide which of your many ice Barbie photos should be hanging in your stupid capital in your state. You stupid dolt.
When did you get the request for these search and rescue teams and other resources?
Immediately responded.
What day?
And everyone will
what
tell
day?
you.
According to reports, they didn't arrive until
the governor will say, well, this is what I think is really unfortunate, is that we have a situation where so many individuals are playing politics with what happened to Texas. And the governor and the emergency responders on the ground, the mayor of that city, the judge in that county who has some authority over emergency response, every one of them said, as soon as we asked for help, they were here. The federal government was here. And we didn't just deploy FEMA.
She's not buying it either.
Our Coast Guard and BORTAC teams.
You can see her
Border
face
Patrol
like,
was amazing. Every single agency that we had was there helping as many individuals as we possibly could. And that's what I think is remarkable. It's a very different response, I think, from the federal government we've ever seen in a disaster like this.
Yeah, it's different.
We had
Yeah, it was different, you little wench. It was different because another country was saving people of ours before you. Oh, it's different, all right. In the shithole different.
so many different agencies immediately respond, and that's the way that it should be.
I do want to talk big picture in just a moment, but the New York Times is reporting that thousands of calls from flood victims to FEMA call centers went unanswered in the middle of this ongoing disaster because you didn't renew contracts to keep call center staff in place until nearly 1 week after the floods. Why did it take so long to extend those contracts?
It's just false. Those contracts were in place. Nobody,
it didn't take 5 days?
No employees were off of work. Every one of them was answering calls. So false reporting, fake news, and it's discouraging. It's discouraging that during this time when we have such a loss of life and so many.
You people do notice, right? Every single time the Republicans are caught red-handed, red effing handed, even if every single news outlet is saying the exact same thing, what is their response? Instead of taking responsibility and acknowledging you're human, you effed up, we're going to immediately be changing this. What do they do instead of that? Fake news. Fake news. So the entire country is telling fake news and lying about every single department that Trump has under him. Everybody but them are lying. Think about it. Seriously. Mull it over in your brain how that is even freaking statistically possible, let alone probable.
People's lives have turned upside down, that people are playing politics with this because the response time was immediate. And if you talk to anyone in Texas that was there, that was a part of this.
Anyone in Texas that was there, they'll say that they saw the Mexican people forging through the waters way before you. That's what they've been saying.
Operation, they would say the federal government and President Trump immediately responded.
Just to be very clear, on July 7th, 15.9% of calls were answered. I mean, does that concern you that only 15% of calls were answered? These were people in a desperate state. FEMA, often the first call that they make, only 15% were answered on July 7th, several days after the floods.
These contracts were in place and those people were in those call centers and they were picking up the phone and answering.